You see, I was going to show you how to edit this really cool Arctic themed photo, but like I can't think right now. I like am constricted in my creativity and I just need some kind of much better. So last time I showed you exactly how to take and stage this photo and understand the camera settings about why you're using them in this particular setting. So it was kind of a hard shot, but then today we're gonna learn exactly how to edit them, and we're gonna edit them in a way that brings out all of the cool tones, all of the Arctic-ish themes of the photo. So one thing that a lot of beginning photographers struggle with is to figure out exactly what direction to take their edit, because there's just so many things that you can manipulate and change, and without any kind of goal, you kind of lose direction because you have such an empty canvas. So what really helped me is to have a vision already in mind about where you want to take this photo. For this photo, we're going to do an Arctic theme. So what do you think about when you hear Arctic, right? You think about blue tones, gray tones, large contrast because you're in a body of water. So there are a lot of moving objects around that you want to be able to isolate and figure out where your subject is and figure out where your foreground is and contrast them apart. You also know that there are going to be a ton of different styles, especially with water, because you are dropping something in water, right? So there's going to be splashing everywhere. There's going to be objects in different foregrounds and densities between water and air, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. So with that, we have textures in mind, we have the color palette in mind. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is go to the light tab, and you're going to go to the S curve. And what I want to do is go ahead and start off first with making an S curve. So I'm going to bring up the shadows by bringing up this line here. And then I'm going to pull down the midtones and bring up the highlight. So that is going to produce a nice S curve. I'm going to actually decrease this a little bit. And I want to make more of a stark contrast. So I'm going to also increase the highlights as well. And this photo is a little bit dark, so I'm actually going to start off with exposure and bring that up more so I can see all the vivid details. And we're going to pull in the contrast to really separate all the subjects between each other. Bring out the shadows as well. So I'm going to increase the shadows, really brighten all that up. Highlights are a little bit strong here. So if you notice, like the bubble right here in the front is really, really strong. So I'm going to actually tone that down a bit so it blends in better with the rest of the objects. Whites overall, I think we can pull up whites a little bit. Why not? And blacks, I'm going to decrease that to help with the contrast. Next up, I'm gonna go to effects, actually, because I don't want to play with colors just yet. I'm gonna go to effects, and I really want to bring out all the details in this photo, especially since the main subject isn't fully in focus. There are parts of it that are and are not, so I really want to bring in the texture to help punch that in. We're gonna bring in clarity a tad as well, and dehaze to bring in all of that information. So dehaze is one of my favorite options. I love dehaze. I use it a lot. See how if I were to decrease it, it's super bright, right? But as soon as you punch it in, it brings in all the vivid details of so many different textures. So I'm gonna bring in dehaze. And then now we can go to color. I probably want to brighten up this photo a little bit more later on, but temperature, again, we want to bring out the blue tones, but we don't make it too strong. So I'm actually going to increase it to the yellow side a little bit, fix that white balance. So I'm going to increase vibrance, that way it brings out all the muted colors. I'm going to decrease saturation because it's a little bit too hot. Blues are way too hot. So I'm going to decrease that a little bit. And then I'm going to go to the individual colors over here. And let's start first with blue. So I do want a very strong navy blue here. So I'm not going to pull it too much to the turquoise side or purple side. I'm actually going to leave it here. And then I'm going to increase that. So that's why I didn't play with exposure again, right? So now I'm just increasing only the strong blue tones here. So that's what luminance does. So I'm gonna bring out the luminance. The color is already strong, so I don't think I want to increase overall saturation. So I'm gonna decrease that a little bit. And then hue, maybe a little bit, just a little bit over to the teal side, like that. And decrease overall saturation again. So now we have a nice contrast between all of the bubbles, which is clear because water is clear. So we're keeping that natural palette, but then we're also maintaining the strong blue of the totem here. Next, I'm gonna go to teal, and this I want to crank over to the blue side. Increase saturation a little bit, luminance as well. Greens, I don't see too many greens here, but I'm gonna go ahead and decrease that. I'm not a fan of greens in general for pictures, so I'm gonna go ahead and crush those out. Yellows, not too much to play around with yellows either. So yellow or orange tends to show up in your photos whether you recognize it immediately or not. So I'm going to decrease that. But it seems like orange is only affecting this major bubble over here. So I'm gonna leave that alone. So with purple on, you see like purple hints, right? But then if I were to decrease it, it makes the photo very, very clear and vivid. So I'm gonna go ahead and decrease purple all the way. So I'm done there. I'm gonna go ahead and play around with split toning a little bit. So for the shadows, I wanna play around with the blue shadows and see how that looks overall. Then I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. So the reason why I like to play with shadows and highlights last is because shadows and highlights can really bring together and synchronize your entire photo overall, which means it is A, very, very strong, and B, something that I like to do last because, again, it ties in your entire photo, which is why I like to play with shadows last. So I'm going to increase the blues just a little bit, just to tie in the entire photo, just like that. I'm actually gonna leave highlights alone, shadows just like that. And the last and final thing I wanna do on this edit is to decrease the noise. So I'm going to increase noise reduction right here. I'm also going to increase color reduction over here to really smooth out the photo. And that is our finished photo. So here is the original, and this is with the new edit. So much more life after you edit a photo. I love editing photos. And that is how you edit a Arctic themed palette for your board game photos, your product photos, whatever you want to use it for. Comment down below which element you want to see next. Fire, earth, air. And with that, I will see you all in the next video. Ba-dum-bum.